Good evening. This is Rodney with the Triton Wave Market Outlook for Tuesday, September 6th, 2016. I hope you're having a great holiday weekend, Labor Day weekend. And this is brought to you by Triton Wave Consulting. The Triton Waves are early warning market timing indicators used in all time frames in all markets worldwide. Let's start off by looking at the ES on a daily chart, and we're looking at this. This is a live chart. It's now almost 7 o'clock Central Time on Monday evening, Labor Day. And you can see that this has gone basically sideways for, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And it looked like it was going to come down here on September 1st, but it bounced right back up and actually passed, let me get a better look at this. It actually passed this whole move from high to low, and the candle went beyond that, closed beyond even the high of the day before. So it looks like sideways to up on the daily chart. Doesn't mean that the intraday movements can't be erratic and 1 or 2 or to 5-point gains, but right now it looks like steady, and also the change for the day from Friday is nothing. It's completely flat. All right, you can see on the 377 tick chart on the ES, the opportunities are a lot more frequent during the week, during the day. And this blue hash mark marks 8:30 in the morning on last Monday. And you can see on the Friday before, on wave number 1, that it was giving you an indication it was going to go higher overnight or over the weekend at 219. And indeed it did, and right up until the opening, and then it really took off. So these were the opportunities on the 377. And there are 4 waves on the first wave line, but I follow the one that is the most opportune for trading these, and they change periodically depending on the volume. So we had about, even if you got in at the opening and rode it up to here, that's about 71 to 81. That's a 10-point move, and then it comes down here. Now it does move back up here, so if you're a very short-term trader, then every time this moves above 0 you head out, except for the fact that wave number 2 went below 0, so this is a longer-term move, and then so you can stay in there. By the time this moves down again, wave number 2, 3, and 4 are all below 0. So you've got this clear down to here, which matches up to the low from the last Friday. So if you were playing it, you can either play it down to there and then follow this back up here on wave number 5. It depends on your timing, depends if you want to watch it. But these short-term ones are all good for 60, 63, 75, and then short it down here, 70 down to 57. This is 56 up to 82. These waves were amazing this week. Amazingly in sync this week. Now, if you're a very short-term trader and you like watching the market, each one of these red dotted lines are session breaks from one day to the next to the next. So basically the last 4 days, you can see that when this on the 377, when it goes above 0, you can see that on the smaller time frame. So this is like the 144 is twice as fast as the 377 on a Fibonacci progression. So this actually clicks off before at about 12:42, where this one clicks off at 13:08, well, military time, so 1:08. And it's a difference of about There's a difference of about 2 or 3 points there. So this is where you fine tune it. This goes from 162 up to, and you're just playing it right up to this blue line here. So anything more than that is gravy, or you're taking a chance of losing it. And then when it comes back down here, which is 7 o'clock in the morning the following day, at 2171 down to 2155, and this gets you out. So you can see the progression of how these get you in, get you out. This takes a spill on the afternoon. In the morning, at 9:11 in the morning on Friday, at right around 2181, all the way down to the blue line here, and the blue line on the 377 also. That's a good place to get out. And then it rallies into the close at 133 into the close, and we've been like fudging around for the last on Sunday evening at 5 o'clock down to here. It's been going back and forth. So there's nothing really clear on a very short-term graph right here. I would say that this probably wants to go down a little bit, but it's bounced off of this. So I want to see what wave number 2 and 3 are doing on the 144, and on the 377. I would not play the short side until the first wave goes down and the second wave, which is 0.03. So that's nearly right at zero. So let's see what this is doing, blowing up. So this looks like a 50% retracement from what it did from the middle of the night last night, with no traders, holiday trading. So I'm not giving it much credence here. I want to wait and see what happens. But this is definitely, if the 377 goes below zero, that's all right. Here's a 21. So if the 377 goes below zero, then, and this wave goes below zero, then that is definitely a short. So time will tell between now and 8 o'clock in the morning. You'll have to stay tuned for that one. And all subscribers will be notified. All right, let's take a look at ZB space pound F. It's E signal symbol for the 30-year bonds. We can see that this is breaking. Let's just take a look at the what the actual price of the bonds are. Okay, so for the longest time, the 21 and the 21 in yellow, 55 in red, 21 crossed on 1/12/2016, and it looks like it's about to do it again. So once this crosses, this will probably come here down to this area, to the 168 area on the daily. Now we'll look at it closer on the on a shorter term. Right now it looks like it's going to cross down here and maybe bounce back up to here. If it does that, that's where the sell is. So this could take quite a tumble, especially if we get a if we get any hint about a September increase in rate. You know, in the scheme of things, a quarter of a point is nothing, but it's what people are. Basically it's more emotional than it is technical at this point, but it will show up in the waves. The trading will show up in the waves. So right now, this actually could take a spill over a 2 month. Let me see how many months this was. This is 4/6 to 6/16. So, and this is, so that's 2 months. This could actually take a drop off and still be okay to the upside if you're a long-term trader. If you're a short-term trader, of course you want to play the downside. So I'm keeping my eyes open for a 2155 cross with a little bit of a kickback, and then possibly more downside on the daily. Now here's an example of a nice wave formation on just looking at, for short-term traders, just looking at the 377T on the 30-year bonds, and you can see um, going back pretty far actually to beginning of August. So that's like a little over 4 weeks. That you can capture a good a good portion of all these just by being a little bit longer term. These are all like 2 to 3 point, well, 2 to 4 point moves. This is like a 3.5 point move. This is a three. This is about a 3 point move. Three to. Okay, so these are 2 point moves. Sorry, it's about a 1, but you can see where it crosses over. But if you want to fine tune it, this is what I've been doing. Instead of a 377, I've been using something that's 4 times faster and shows up a little bit earlier. And I'll show you by example just on the, I think you can see that out to here. On the left-hand part of the chart where the cursor is, when wave number 1 goes above 0, it is, like at 8:30 in the evening, at approximately 170.12. Okay, here this 377 is still below, and it doesn't go above until you get to 170.107 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Again, my name is Rodney Julian. I'm with Triton Wave Consulting, and I specialize in bonds and ES for private clients. You can reach me at Rodney at tritonwaveguy.com. And if you would like to be on my client list, please shoot me an email and we'll discuss terms. You can also follow me on LinkedIn with these videos, or Twitter, or if you want the earlier versions of the ABC waves, they're at simpler options. This is the number to call, and they are available for TradeStation, eSignal, Sierra Charts, and Ninja Trader. The ones that I use in this video are called the Triton waves, and they are only for private clients. Have a good evening, great trading, and I'll see you at the next update.